Okay. And the guy's name is Steve Eggleston. Steve, good morning.
Thank you. Come on in.
Oh, hi, Dougie. Well,
He's friendly.
Dougie's feeling bad that he doesn't get to join the party.
Exactly.
I love all dogs unless they're mine.
Okay.
Okay. TGI has a 12-inch joist, it looks like. You've got the plumbing there. Tell me what your concerns are.
Well, structural integrity.
Uh-huh.
The people doing it were supposedly apprentice plumbers. There was absolutely no supervision, no inspection afterwards. So I had a licensed plumber open this up to see what occurred, and that's the surprise that occurred.
Okay.
Yeah, the plumber put the piping back in. We may have to cut that out to yeah, and that's the other bit.
So, this, give you some background. When a beam is under a load, it wants to do this. So the top part is under compression, bottom part is under tension as being pulled, and the middle part's really not doing much of anything, which is why they invented the TJI, because they basically just put waste lumber in the middle, and then it's your top and bottom of the joist that's carrying the load. So putting these oversized, and especially this big old beast right here, that big old oval,
Yeah.
it doesn't look beautiful, but I'm okay with that because it's in the center. And then the 1-inch diameter holes there are still within an area where it's tolerable. Now this one here, that's a problem.
Okay.
Because again, we're relying on that top flange to carry a load, and we're right near the edge where it's feeling all of the load from this span here. So this one, we need to sister that. Well, I need to go back to the office and take out the top flange on my computer. And
What about the straight lines there on that one?
straight lines? Tell me what you're...
The cut that was continuing beyond the door. Let's see, I should have a flashlight.
I've got one here. So, straight lines down. Show me what you're talking about.
So they cut right there, continued on, and then it continued.
Yeah.
And even a little bit there and there. And I can't see the other side. There may be one up in the corner.
Yeah, that's a very rugged way to cut. I mean, it wasn't done in a workmanship way at all, but it's in the right location where you can get away with that.
So that's not a big concern.
Right.
And you know your work, so I have just learned.
But this one here, that's a problem.
Okay.
So what I need to do now is go
Sorry.
back to the office and basically design this beam and then take out half of the top flange and determine if that beam is going to be sized adequately, and I doubt it will. Then the solution will be to sister this joist, not beam, and that will be another joist right adjacent to this guy on this side. Yeah, it would be on this on the over here, and it would go all the way to the support, probably in the middle. That's so they're buying you some sheetrock work. Just trying to decide if this is going to be a structural wall or not. It would be, because that's a very long span without it. But basically, yeah, what they would have to do is open up the sheetrock through this closet until we get to the structural support. And it's not going to be this wall, so it could be the one inside. And yeah, so these guys are brand new greeny boneheads then, is what I'm hearing.
Well, yes, we were told that this would be done with the highest of standards. It wasn't, in my opinion, I don't think. I mean, I had a licensed plumber open this up because he knew what he was doing. But these people obviously didn't.
Right.
Said they were apprentice plumbers. There was no master plumber supervision. They were free to do whatever they wanted to, and a lot of ignorance. But then I'm ignorant on it too.
So another thing that I think you've already noticed and told me is they nicked that electrical conduit,
Yes.
and so they've got to replace that. And you can do that by putting in a junction box. They'd probably have to do 2 of them. But that's something that an electrician wouldn't have too much trouble doing.
Okay.
You want me to mention that in the report?
Sure.
Okay. And do you want a PE stamp on that, or?
For sure.
Okay. All right. Well, then I think I know what my marching orders are.
So you can't just reinforce it with metal straight down. You have to put in a whole new sister joist, correct?
Yeah, I mean, for some homes, you could put a strap just along the bottom here, but that's reinforcing the bottom side, and it's the top side that has the problem. So, no, the strap wouldn't work, sadly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like helping the point guard by drafting a new center. It doesn't work.
Could you put, you say you don't need to reinforce that hole there?
No, not inside the web.
You can't put like an I-beam metal structure
You
bolted onto that?
Oh yeah, an I-beam would be, I mean, it's kind of the equivalent of shooting an ant with a cannon, but it would totally work. We just need reinforcement for the top side of that joist.
Okay. And the only way to get reinforcements would be tear up upstairs?
No.
Okay.
So we're just taking the sheetrock off down here, and you're going to have to remove, some hardware. The guy here, and this, and all of these, so that you can get a sister to span all the way across. But upstairs, you won't know it. he might have to tear out all of this closet.
Okay, that's what has to be done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not something you can mess with.
Good, you communicate clearly.
Well, I've done this for 1 or 2 days. Good. Well, that's kind of the goal. The goal is to be clear. Sometimes the secondary goal is to be a security blanket, but not today.
Okay.
I'm no security blanket today.
So this work here, about how much would you estimate the range?
My first answer to that is that whatever number, it's only guaranteed to be wrong, because I'm not a contractor, don't swing a hammer. My second answer, I would expect 5,000.
Okay.
Could be considerably more because, yeah, he's got to figure out how to get a beam in there, and that's up to a contractor to decide how to do that.
Okay.
Not beam, joist. I need to use my words correctly.
So this is a joist or a beam?
So the difference is the joist, this is a joist. A beam is going to be what supports the joist. And that would be here along this, actually in this case you've got framing that supports the joists. But if you had a scenario where yeah, so if you had,
Is there a crack there you can see the beam?
no, that's all framing.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you had a piece of lumber that was running along here,
This is a beam?
supporting these joists, yeah, I mean, that is a beam. It's also, in this application, it's a header, but it's a beam. You could say it's a beam. But, yeah, so in here you can get away with having plumbing located below the joists, but for the rest of living space, it's going to be up here in the web.
Yeah. I had a licensed general contractor say I had to be real careful about any holes or any structural change to those.
Yeah, like this one here is
Those are
kosher.
all-outs, right?
Yeah, yeah. So this is proper. This one's proper. You know, this is just kind of how you got to do it. But
I was told right here they actually put those in
yeah, and those are ideal
for electrical.
yeah. Yeah. But you can't get everything in there, you know. I don't know if this guy will fit in there or not.
No.
All right. Well,
I thank you. Do you have a know of a good general contractor or construction person that knows his stuff?
let's see who I've got in my phone.
Let me get my wife. She should find.
Do you want me to go up, or do you want to bring her down?
Erica, you got a moment?
So I have a guy in my phone as Contractor Payson. He actually does commercial stores. How are you?
Good.
I'm Garth.
Hi, Marika.
I'll let you.
So Yeah, the joist, the nice thing about a TJI joist, which is what you have, is you can drill holes in the web, which is the intersection. So you got a top and bottom flange, and it's carrying the load. And then there in the middle, you've got this basically waste lumber that's just separating the load carrying elements, and that you can drill holes into. And they certainly did.
Yeah, they took a chunk out of it.
Yes, they did. So that wasn't a problem, but there's a location there where they actually shaved off the top flange.
Oh, okay.
And that's a load carrying element, and that's not okay. So we've got to sister that, which means that you take the one damaged TJI and you put another one next to it.
Okay.
And we've got to do that all the way across.
Go back in.
All the way across the room?
Say that again?
All the way across the room?
Yeah. So that one is over there, but the sister joist needs to go all the way from that corner over to this wall so that it can be supported.
There will be a load-bearing beam someplace in there, right? Where does it go to?
It'll probably be your framing. It'll probably be this wall here.
Okay.
So all the way to Michelle's bedroom?
No,
No, out to just to the wall there?
closet makeover.
Okay.
So
All the way inside the closet?
I'll clear that out.
Yeah, it'll go through the closet. And when he tears out the ceiling sheetrock here, he'll be able to see if this is the bearing wall. It may not be, it might be that one.
I
And
think this one is just, I think that's the one in the middle.
yeah, so it's probably this one. And if that's the case, he might have to tear out much of the bathroom.
Probably.
So once we get rid of once we lose the sheetrock and see what the joist is bearing on, then we know how far we got to go.
Okay. I wanted it directly to you, so I didn't want any interpretation from my point.
Yeah, and I will do my best when I write the report to have that be equally clear to the contractor.
Yeah. The inspectors are not going to inspect it or pass this off until,
City inspectors.
until it's complete, right?
Why
Yeah.
should
So
they-
before they close everything up, there'll be an inspection, and then when they finish closing
Right.
everything, okay.
Who's paying for that?
Well, we're going to ask Rebath to do it. I mean, they're the ones that did this, so.
They're,
You've encountered them before?
yeah, Rebath. Oh yeah, they've been a brand name for quite a while, and they do charge a lot of money for what they do.
Yeah.
We assumed that
That would be
since we
easier.
were paying a lot, we'd be getting a high-quality job.
Right.
But they weren't using licensed individuals that didn't know what they were
And
doing.
it was like, a bunch of small stuff, like wrong cabinets, that nothing was aligned.
I mean,
and then-
and
so
the
that's
worker
why-
didn't even know how to use a toggle book.
Oh dear.
I know enough to steer away from them. I can use them, but I know they're a challenge in some situations. I had to go patch up his job,
Oh dear.
but it's, yeah.
So, yeah, you
I mean,
get those
we're not-
franchises that they start to lose sight of why they're in business, and they just want to minimize
Fast, yeah.
move things fast and pay people nothing and have more money hit your bank account. And then something like this is going to run into you, and then for me, that's called cost of an education. Because, yeah, I told you 5,000, I was thinking maybe it goes to here. Probably it doesn't. It's going to go to the next wall, and that's through a bathroom. Yeah, now we're well past 10. But that's my guess, and that's not gospel.
Okay. So,
Okay.
let's see. I want to make sure I got that. No, I like You're very clear, and we really appreciate it. We'll do it one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue with rebath will take up later.
Are you using a lawyer in
Yeah.
this one?
Yes,
Okay.
we will. Yeah.
Oh, well, we have one. You
Yeah.
retained it. You
Yeah.
retained him, yeah. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago because it was getting crazy.
How long ago was it that I was here? Wasn't I here like 2 years ago?
That'd be before us.
That'd be before us, yeah.
Okay, different phone call. I had somebody call me up and say, you did some work for me a couple of years ago, and I need you for some legal support, but that's not you.
No.
No.
We moved in April 1st, 2022.
Your name just sounds familiar to me.
It's an unusual name, so it's going to stick.
Did you go to Orem High perchance?
No, I went to Palos Verdes Peninsula, just south of
California.
Los Angeles
But
and north
Eggleston
of
is,
Long
there are
Beach.
plenty of them in the US.
Now,
But before us, I think the name of the people were Swap.
Yeah, we have some swaps up here. Some of them tend to be a little on the odd side. It was
That's what we understood for the previous owners. The neighbor, that's the comment, not odd, but from the neighbors. They're like,
he's had some hard challenges, and
Yeah.
I don't know more than that.
Yeah.
in I think it was the 80s. They had some swap brothers go blow up a LDS church house.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, these were like young. They were kind of like
Nowhere's close to
early
that.
30s.
I
early
don't
30s
know them,
people.
but I would say they're nowhere close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just more like family issues from what the neighbors say. But anyway, I don't think they lived only a couple of years in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know, we finished the basement.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And let me get you one other name.
And I'll let you send the name. I got some other questions. It won't be long, but just
Okay.
some advice.
Let's do it.
I mean, you gave me. I was scared by the heck of straight lines there because my education's physics, so I knew. But I trust your judgment.
My best friend was a physics major back in the day.
And I never would have believed it, but my daughter is kind of going in my footsteps, completely unintentionally. She's in BYU in physics in the area of acoustics.
In the area of what?
Acoustics.
Oh, okay.
She likes chips.
We know you're there, Tommy. We love you.
Don't stop. No, don't stop. Stop it.
So this has been a lot of hard thinking.
Okay.
My first concern was to make sure no leaks, no nothing. Their experience. But they also did the back wall here. Is there anything I need to worry about under there? I'm going to try to find out where the electrical lines is since he nicked that one. But you have experience. Can you warn me of something I need to think about? Because
So-
I tear this up and voila.
That's a good point. So in the report, what I'm going to do is I'm going to note that they nicked one electrical line, and I'm going to say something akin to, we need to remove the entire ceiling in that area.
This is all their work. It used to be one sink here. They had to put plumbing in through
You
the
can access
sides.
through the walk-in closet.
That's a possibility, but we have built-in shelves back there.
Yeah, but that's
Less
easy
than
to
here, but still.
that's
But-
easy to remove. I mean,
Yeah.
just
I don't think you,
we can access through here. They're just screwed in the wall, so.
your structural elements are going to be behind me. So I think what I'm going to say is in that room downstairs, I'm going to recommend we remove the entire ceiling, sheetrock, and just look for any other damage that they did, because their project was this, right?
That whole bathroom.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
I
whole
mean,
room
it used to
downstairs.
be
That's the whole room downstairs.
a shower here, so all this is not structure, that's cosmetic, so I'm not too worried about that. But
That's the
there's the back part of it, but still.
that's the bathroom. That's probably part of the closet, and that's the whole room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you recommend an inspection of the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So where are you from originally? Is it Denmark?
No, France.
France? Okay.
Northeastern.
How long have you lived here?
In the US, 26, 27, 28 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's a while.
That's a while. I still have my accent. It's hopeless.
I would say it's so minor, it's not funny.
Oh, no, you can hear it. I can hear it myself, so.
Yeah. Well, it's a cool accent to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I will get that report to you.
Thank you. And 900?
It'll be 900.
Yeah.
And I need to pet your doggy.
He's completely okay with that, believe me. He's a rescue dog from Mexico.
Uh-huh.
They found him underneath a car in Mexico, maybe Tijuana, I'm not sure. There's a Walmart someplace there, and they rescued him when he was a pup.
Yeah.
The vets there brought him back to health. Then he came across to a vet here who was in quarantine for a while, and then they put him in with a foster family. And I was amazed at how well trained he was from the foster family.
Really?
I mean, they're good.
That's awesome.
The foster family has a lot of dogs of their own, and they bring in other dogs to foster them, and the dogs just kind of fall in sync with all the other dogs. They learn very, very fast. So,
They learn how to behave.
yeah, he's actually technically my daughter's dog because she's the one that did the Google looking and found the ad for him. And kind of likes Erica, that's who he considers to be the alpha. And that's just because Erica's had a lot of experience with dogs.
Yeah.
So he feels that he gravitates towards the older, more mature. But technically my daughter's dog.
How do we open this up?
This is aesthetically very nice.
Well, that wasn't much of a...
No jumping. No.
Okay.
No jumping.
Payment I can do, cash, check, credit card, PayPal, Venmo,
Whichever. Okay.
whatever works best for you guys.
Doesn't matter.
What's his name?
Tommy.
I have Venmo, but I am not very good at it.
Yeah, I had a dog, a Mastiff Pyrenees mix. You pet him, it's like this. He could put his paws on my shoulders. And
Okay.
we loved that dog.
Do the check.
My wife cried big tears when he...
Yeah.
Yes, that
He's
is.
12, and we just put him on the proper medication. So he's doing good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yes.
I know. No.
Oh, yeah. What kind of dog is this again?
What kind of dog?
Say that again.
Sorry?
What kind of dog is it?
It's a much.
Okay.
Terrier. It has a lot of terrier because he has mice and rats. He's good. And some schnauzer because of the beard and stuff. And my daughter, she did the DNA. She sent a DNA for DNA analysis, and they say he has quite a bit of German Shepherd for the coat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Poodle.
Poodle. Interesting.
Go figure the Poodle. Yeah.
Today's 28th or 29th.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we got today? It's the 28th.
That's it. What's up? Calm down. There you go. No. He didn't have his current time today. Yeah. He comes to see me in my office from 10:30, 11 every day, and he wants
Okay,
current.
make it out to
Crossroads, or CEI if you prefer.
Didn't have your current time.
boss
Crossroads Engineers, let me get you a card.
as one word.
Yeah, oh yeah. I decided when I retire, maybe I'll dog sit.
You
Because
like dogs?
they're fun to have, and then when you go on vacation, they're not a problem.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
And thank you.
You will have the report tonight by about 8. If you don't have it by this time tomorrow morning, give me a call and we'll figure out another way to get it to you.
So, is structural engineering like you're doing right now, is it under mechanical engineering? Did you have
Civil,
civil?
yeah,
And you had to pass,
yes. Yeah, it's first you get, or the way I did it, is you get your PE as a civil engineer, and then later comes the structural designation. I think now you can just take the test directly and go directly to structural. Are you a professor?
no, I got a PhD in physics. I actually started off when I first entered university as an electrical engineer, but my greater mental ability was in physics, so I switched over. So I never had to take the electrical engineering bar, whatever you want to call it. But when I got back out into industry after graduating, I worked almost entirely electrical engineering as an antenna designer. So I'm an antenna designer without having never passed the bar. With a PhD in physics, it's win-win.
Yeah. You got a PhD, nobody's going to question your credentials.
Yeah, pretty much so.
Yeah. Yep, I get that. Yeah, I understand that the PE, I mean, as an ME, for example, you can get the PE, but I understand that mostly it's for civil engineers. All right, well, a pleasure meeting you, Steve.
Thank you. Erica's dad, I think, was in civil engineering in France.
Yeah? Well, that's,
Your dad was civil engineering, right? Your dad was civil engineering?
it's the engineering to do if you're not smart enough to be a physics guy.
He actually fell more in line with calculators and stuff
It
like
was,
that.
yeah, it was like more like bridges and roads and stuff, and then he went into informatics support.
Uh-huh.
You know, calculating bridges and whatever, all these,
Right.
so it doesn't collapse, they don't collapse, or roads, yeah.
Yeah.
Then after that, he was mostly managing the informatics department, the IT department for all that. At the end, for the government, they have a road and bridges and whatever they call it, department.
Right.
Job security.
Yeah,
Whenever we made a trip out
Trans-
there, we
it-
was always
not
looking for books on
transportation.
calculators and early stuff. Because he went through the same thing, and we did too. I mean, when we entered, at least when I entered high school, it was slide rules and stuff like that.
Right.
yeah.
And then it quickly evolved. So, it was-
I was on
Quickly.
slide rules and tables, and look at tables,
yeah, same.
until I went to,
Yeah, my first year in college in the engineering school was the first year that they didn't use slide rules. I was grateful for that.
yeah, so my first year of pharmacy school was, we don't have college in France, so we go straight.
You guys have a beautiful day.
I'll say that. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Mitch, how are you, boss? I can hear you. I think maybe your butt dialed me. Okay. Turn this conker off. Always an adventure.